guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to give a pretty entertaining article titled, Women Have a New Reason Why They Refuse to Split the Bill on Dates. It All Adds Up. And guys, this article is from the New York Post, and basically this is about three different women. We got a TikToker, a female podcaster, as well as a financial empowerment coach or whatever she calls herself, that are all chiming in how guys should always pay for the bill on the date, even the first date. Women should never split the bill. Obviously, they should always, men should pay for everything, as well as, frankly, they're insinuating that the guys should take them on expensive dates. And why is that? Well, they're going to list all the things that they do ahead of time for those dates for the guys, like makeup and taking showers and all these ridiculous things that they got to pay for. And so therefore, guys should feel grateful that these gals are gracing them with their presence and be more than happy to show up with a wheelbarrow full of cash to pay for their time. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, and I'm going to be happy to make fun of them and share it with you all. But remember, guys, you watch me for a while. If you date relationships, I always say this, and I will say this to my dying breath. The first date, keep it inexpensive. A drink, an alcoholic beverage, a tea, a coffee, walking down the street in the park with a hot dog or something. I don't care what it is. Keep it inexpensive. Why? You don't know her. Why would you shell out all your hard-earned money? And I know you all work hard for some girl you don't even know. And if some gal refuses to go out with you because you won't take her to some $400 super steak restaurant in your city, that I tell you, she's not interested in you. She is with you for what she can get out of you. Or she's so egotistical and thinks she's so high and mighty, that's your future with her. So it starts off, says here, women on social media are debating over the hidden fees associated with getting prepared for dates. One New York City-based TikToker explains that she refuses to split the bill on a date because she's actually splitting the bill before she even gets close to the date. She says, regardless of the cost of the check at the end of the date, I'm spending money to show up, Nancy shared. The user explained that as soon as she has a date scheduled, she books a cyber bar class that costs her $38, gets her eyebrows done that costs between $38 plus $10 for tip, gets a manicure for $75 plus $10 plus tip, and that's a total of $171. All this for her date, really? But we're not done. She also lists the cost of all her beauty and hair products that she used while getting ready, which is a cost of $223.49, including a $6.49 curl cream, $22 in the concealer, $52 in the blush, $36 in the bronzer, $32 highlighter, $14 in eyeliner, $35 in mascara, and $26 lip gloss. In total, she claimed to have spent $394.49 just to prepare for the date. Are you fucking kidding me? Is this woman, this TikToker, trying to convince guys that she does all this for one date to go out on the guy? Newsflash, all this crap that she just mentioned that she bought, like the curl cream and the concealer and the blush and the mascara and all that crap, can be used more than one time. This can be spread out over probably 30 dates. So break down those numbers there. Amongst all the other crap, like going to the cycle bar class before a date. Does she expect to go to the cycle bar class to do a workout and that's going to make her lose weight suddenly for the date? Newsflash, doesn't work that way. All this crap. Now here's the thing, guys. I'm going to let you take a moment to pause the video and click on the link to see who this girl is. And when you see this, see what she looks like, because this is the chick spending all the money, this TikToker here, you're going to see that, well, perhaps she does need all that shit to put on her face to make herself look better because she ain't that good looking. Of course, this is my opinion. To me, it looks like she goes to the buffet 19 times a day, if you catch my drift. So she ought to feel grateful that any guy wants to deal with her, particularly with her attitude. But we're not done yet. She continued to say that even if she already did her brows or manicure earlier in the week, it takes her a whole day to get ready. She has to plan her outfit, plan her hair, wash schedule, and be mindful about what she eats before the date. What, like no burritos so she doesn't fart on the date? She says, I love garlic knots. I'm not having garlic knots to pregame, she joked. Add, then a guy is going to ask you to split the bill on the date when he won't even split the conversation, she said. I spent all this time and all this money to get to the date, and I'm not taking my credit card out once I'm there. Well, here's the thing. These gals that go out on these dates with these guys, they're obviously going to, in their mind, go out with they want a guy that in their mind they think is a catch worth their time, even though I don't know how this chick thinks any guy is worth her time given how she looks and her attitude. Well, newsflash, guys got to spend money on things too. Guys got to spend years and time and money to get where they want to be, that they are considered to be successful to attract women. That costs money. Guys got to spend time at the membership at their gym to keep themselves in shape to look physically appealing. And the time spent there working hard. That takes time spent on the gym membership and time putting in the effort. Guys spend money on buying good quality, healthy food so they're thin, looking good and all that. That costs money. And guys also have to plan what they wear, take a shower. They buy deodorant and maybe cologne and toothpaste and have to go to the barber to get their hair cut on occasion and shaving equipment. I can go on and on. But they're not bitching about that part of the whole thing. So if you actually added it all up together, you're pretty much even. You can see how ridiculous this is, but any excuse. It's all about the female empowerment until it's time to shovel some snow and pay for the fucking dinner bill. But this is some girl that got herself attention on TikTok. But we're not done yet. Next one. Now we're on to somebody else here. It says here, Merstein, who co-hosts the podcast Excuse My Grandma, where she talks about dating with her grandma, Gail. She said she gets manicures regularly, but does also schedule a manicure pedicure right before a date, as well as a blowout with her hair when she first starts dating someone, which is usually between $60 to $80 on Glam Squad. She says later on in dating, you start thinking about things like waxing or laser appointments too, so it all adds up, she shared. I know a chick who got the laser thing done in her legs, and I think that means that she doesn't have to shave for like 10 years and do the laser thing again, and it cost her a lot of money. And it wasn't just so she could impress guys. She did it because she got sick and tired of shaving every goddamn day and all that. It was a pain in the ass. But yes, you're going to spend money. Women spend money on their taking care of themselves. Men spend money on taking care of themselves. She says, meanwhile, Gail has been married for more than 60 years. This is the grandma here. And has more low-key date nights with her husband, where she usually goes for a sweater and pants and doesn't feel the need to try as hard. But glam is still important. She says, don't get it twisted. She'll always have her hair blown out, date night or not. Merstein laughed, speaking of her grandma. She says, I don't think it takes me longer to get ready than it does for a guy, and that it should be acknowledged with a compliment of some sort. But mostly I stand with my grandma on the principle that a guy should take care of the first date. Well, what happened to all the female empowerment? You got plenty of women nowadays that make plenty of money just like guys, and they can't split the bill? It's ridiculous. Come on here. Or even be and I'm not just talking about the first date, it could be other dates as well. It also says here, though Merstein never wants to split the bill, she always does. The reach, going for her wallet and acting like she'll pay. How many of you guys been out with people like that? And not just in a date where you're out with friends and you always have that cheap friend that doesn't want to pay and the bill comes out and they pretend like they're going for their wallet and credit card, or they start looking in different directions. They slow it as possible until somebody else whips out the credit card. I call people on this shit all the time. She says, of course, after the first few dates, it's up to the couple to figure out how they want to handle finances going forward, she said. Now we're on to the next one. It says, meanwhile, a financial empowerment expert also agreed that the man should be the one paying on a date. A financial empowerment expert. Where the fuck did they come up with these titles? This chick's probably from California or something here. The financial empowerment, it says, call me old-fashioned, but I don't think a woman should split the bill under any circumstances, said Amanda Francis, who offers digital courses that focus on sharing investment advice with women, told the Daily Mail. Now, you can look up on the thing who Amanda is, and Amanda is really young. And so she's some expert on things, and she looks like she's barely past 27. It says the financial empowerment expert based in Newport Beach, California, I was right, has been in a relationship for a few years. But when she was single, she believed that even though she could take care of herself, made money, there was just something about the type of man who would never let you pay for dinner. Yeah, of course that's a great financial, what's the thing? Financial empowerment? Yeah, make other people pay, so now you got money, so you're financially empowered. She also knows that while beauty and exercise are important for yourself, it shouldn't be done specifically for the men you're going on dates with. Well, I agree the same thing with guys. You got to exercise and take care of yourself for your own self, not just for chicks. She says, if doing some sort of treatment puts you in a calm and confident state before your date, then definitely do that for yourself. But you should be paying regardless, she said. I don't think we should be doing any skincare, treatments, or procedures for men, but we absolutely should be doing it for ourselves. Well, I believe you should take care of things for yourselves, but there's nothing wrong with doing things to be more attracted to the opposite sex. Believe me, there are things guys do to improve upon things and help things for themselves, but also to help them, She also says if your rent or mortgage is paid, you've met her savings and investment goals for the month, then by all means do all the beauty treatments you desire. Personally, my weekly blowout, in-home manicure and pedicure, and monthly facial are non-negotiable. This is the financial expert here. Non-negotiable for the pedicure and the manicure? Well, because she has some other guy paying for everything, so therefore it's no big deal to her. So one could argue who's the smarter person here, her or the guy that she gets to pay for everything. But anyhow, guys, before I read some comments here, and the whole comment section is full of guys, men and women, I might add, trashing this whole thing. This just goes to show you the attitude that is out there. Now, these people want attention to themselves, and they're obviously all young, and they have this young mindset, and they're raised in the age of feminism and all that, but where is the feminism? Where is the equality when the guy must always pay the full bill? Or no splitting the bill, or darn well they're insinuating he should take him on an expensive date and all that. And you wonder why many guys are saying, the hell with this shit. But remember, guys, first date, in fact, early dates, keep it inexpensive. Because if she likes you for you, doesn't fucking matter. And if she wants you to take her to these expensive places and all that, that tells you everything you need to know about her. It's not worth it. I don't care how pretty she is, how big her boobs are and all that. And I mentioned this in other videos, little strategies to make sure she doesn't try to sneak in and get you to pay for a bunch of shit. Watch those videos. You'll know what I'm talking about here. But there you go. This is an example of the entitlement that's out there. Now for the fun part, I'm going to read some comments here. And I could do a half an hour video, just all the comments people have, but I'm narrowing it down to a few. One guy says here, do these same women believe that women should get paid the same as men for the same job in the working world? Most likely, yes. But when it comes to paying the check on a date, well, I'm old-fashioned when it comes to dating. I think the man should pay. So basically, you're old-fashioned when it suits you and modern when it doesn't. Exactly. Total freaking hypocrites. Here's a quote from the article. It said, I'd be offended if a man didn't offer to pay for the first date, but not specifically because of all the beauty treatments I got, as she told the Daily Mail. And this guy says, and ones like Merstein complains to her girlfriends about the difficulty of finding a relationship with a male partner. A smart dude would hire a paid entertainer for an entire meal and know that he's being compensated for what he's providing. Anyway, $400 on a steak dinner with some chick, or $400 out with, a pro in Las Vegas, and you're going to get what you want. Think about that. Because with the date, she could just be using you for the date. You never hear from her again. Another one says here, there's a reason this girl and others like her are single. She'll be 40 years old and crying that there are no good men out there, and the truth is that there are good men around, they just don't want women like you. Well, there's tons of women like this out there. Another one. Men must attain a level of success in life in order for women to even consider going out with them, yet women conveniently leave the fact out when saying, well, I spent all this money on makeup and clothes for the date, so the man will be lucky and appreciative that I allowed him to be in my presence. When does this equality thing kick in between a man and woman? I'm still waiting for women to carry their weight. And last one, and this is long, but it's worth it. This guy says, not claiming to be an expert here, but first of all, if a woman lives in a small town, there will not be high-end restaurants. So you don't have many options to overspend on a date. So that begs the question, how and when will she or can she move to a big city like New York, Chicago, or Vegas, or LA? Because in those areas, men are richer, and there are higher-end restaurants, entertainment, shopping, etc. That aside, I think a man in a perfect world, I should be expected to pay about 60% of dinners, drinks, tickets, etc. Meaning that a woman should be able to work with men and chip in something. As far as a woman getting ready and made up and looking pretty, you can do that on a budget. Of course I can do that on a budget. I mean, you heard me list all those things the girl was listing in her prices. But that's not all just for one date. She's going to use those things 30 times before she has to replenish them. There's a fine line between a woman demanding that a man pay for everything and expecting the man to pay the majority, and nothing too outrageous. Women might think they need to spend a fortune to look presentable, but in actuality, if a woman shows up wearing regular jeans and a t-shirt, and are showered, anything beyond that is generally pointless and will not make or break the man's opinion of her. The argument that whoever suggests the date pays is ridiculous because even if a woman suggested a date, in most cases, the man will pay regardless. There you go. The whole comment section is full. You got a lot of women chiming in there, and I forget which ones were women, but the point is you got both. So, welcome to the modern world, but also, let's be honest, these people just want attention, and that's what they got. So take a moment, guys, and click the link. I'm not saying don't bother these people, please, but just take a look at the link and see what these people look like, and tell me if you think, in your opinion, they ought to be that demanding about the person that goes out with them. I mean, really? So, it's no surprise so many guys are like, nope, no thanks. Or, quite frankly, they're just hiring a gal in Las Vegas maybe once every month or so to service their needs instead of dealing with this bullshit. But anyhow, guys, remember, keep the early dates inexpensive. And if she doesn't like it, that tells you everything you need to know. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.